So let's get going inside of Unity and import our FBXs. Remember, we exported those in Blender. They're sitting in a folder, and we're going to import those for use inside of Unity. So how do we go about doing that? Well, first things first is we need to have Unity booted up. And so here's Unity booted up. At this point inside of Unity, you should have your terrain set up. Okay, in this case, I only have an inner. I have no outer, but maybe you have an outer. That's fine. And we have our initial scene. Okay, we have our scene. It's been named. And so now we need to get our FBXs inside of here. So scene is here on the left, and then we've got our project folders here on the right. Now remember that our project folders are like the prop warehouse for our movie. Okay, so we store all of our props in the project folders, and then our scene is like the stage or the where we're shooting the film, right? So we have our camera and everything over here. So under assets, I'm going to right click here and I'm going to create a folder. And you can see right now, I'm going to rename this folder to FBX because this is where I'm going to store all my FBXs in my prop warehouse. So that's now there. And now I'm going to double click and I'm going to go in and you can see that my FBX folder highlighted over here is now empty. Now what I need to do is I need to open up a file explorer inside of Windows. And if you recall, we have our we have our project folder, our OPCD projects. And if you follow my suggestion, again, I have my Hershey Country Club, I have my Hershey OPCD, and this is where I put my FBX folder. This is where all my FBXs got exported when I ran the export inside of Blender. So I'm going to go in here, I can select one, but I'm going to type Control A, which selects all of them. And now I'm going to click and I'm going to drag and drop them here into Unity. And then Unity will start to process those. And unfortunately for you, it is behind here, so you can't see what's going on. This could take, if you just did a couple holes, this won't take terribly long. However, once you start progressing in your course and you might have all 18 holes and you'll have several hundred shapes in there, this could take a couple minutes, okay? And since I can't see what's happening back here, there it goes, cool. You can see those processing, so this will just take a minute or so. Now these are all being imported in, and then what Unity does is it adds some metadata to those and it processes those. It knows that these are FBX files, so it does some processing to those. And then when it's done, they will all appear in this folder. So there they are. So we have, these should look familiar to you. So we have our course plane. So this was an FBX file, but you can see is that Unity adds some things to this, all right? We got some materials in here. If we open up these are called child objects. So this is the parent objects. We have a child object here, which is the rough material, which came from Blender as well. And then we have the spline itself, which is the 3D shape itself. So this is the 3D shape, and this is the material that goes on there. So let me just minimize those as well. And that's it for the video. So we now have these files inside of Unity. The next thing is we actually need to add them to our scene.